Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you are all having a great day to start things off. This happened yesterday and a lot of people in the comment section were actually quite annoyed that I didn't cover it, and I didn't cover it for a number of reasons, which I will explain in about a minute or so. So the price of Ethereum Classic, the cryptocurrency that was forked off of the Ethereum blockchain in July 2016, surged by 25% on Tuesday following the news that it had been added to Coinbase's trading options. The US cryptocurrency exchange announced on Tuesday morning in a blog post that it has started the engineering work to integrate Ethereum Classic with its platform, and expects the service to be live in the coming months. The news comes soon after Coinbase reiterated in March that it had not made any decision on adding new assets, following a similar note made in January. The Internal Asset Selection Committee has been assessing assets using our digital asset framework, but no asset has been recommended to the Coinbase executive team, the company said at the time. Coinbase has not yet explained what has led to the change of the thinking of the Asset Selection Committee that led to the support for Ethereum Classic. I have a very strong reason why. Also notably, the decision to add Ethereum Classic arrives after some in the industry had questioned Coinbase's asset selection process as random, if not altogether dubious. As previously reported by CoinDesk, the reason for such comments partially stemmed from the fact that Coinbase added support for Bitcoin Cash just months after the cryptocurrency was created out of a hard fork from the Bitcoin blockchain. However, at the time, the firm had not embraced Ethereum Classic a year after the cryptocurrency was hard forked off of the Ethereum network. The reason I did not talk about this yesterday is because I thought or assumed a lot of other people had remembered what happened earlier this year or somewhere close to it after the fork of Bitcoin Cash first happened from the Bitcoin network. Coinbase had said that we are not going to be listing Bitcoin Cash. There's no need for it. Yada, yada, yada. About a week later, they were bogged down by lawsuits against Coinbase because, in turn, when you have 100 Bitcoin on Coinbase and you should then receive 100 Bitcoin Cash, it was said that Coinbase is keeping this money for themselves, which was kind of the case because they ended up making hundreds of millions of dollars overnight. A lot of people were not too happy about this, especially because at this time, prices in the cryptocurrency market were completely exploding. So everyone's like, you're taking the money that we should eventually have. There were like comparisons to like cows and stuff like that. People wrote a blog post and said, if I have a cow and that cow creates milk, therefore that milk is mine. Coinbase then decided, they said, okay, we're going to let everyone have Bitcoin Cash. And there were whispers, I don't know, this is why I didn't talk about it. They also said around the time of February, March, that they were thinking of adding, or there were rumors that they were thinking of adding Ethereum Classic as well, because the same lawsuits were also compiling Ethereum into it as well. They said, if we've been holding Ethereum on our website for this long with you, we then should in turn also be receiving Ethereum Classic. So this is why this news didn't shock me when it happened. But apparently this was the news of yesterday. Everyone kept on talking about it. It was on every single website news outlet that I could find, and I think about at least 100 people had mentioned it in the comment section. I'm not even joking. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll eventually talk about it. This doesn't surprise me. If you look at the top 20 coins, I was looking over them. Ripple aside, that's a completely different video. What it seems to be is that if you look at the top 20 coins besides Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, a lot of the other projects simply haven't launched yet. That is, Qtum, IOTA is relatively new, if you want to call it that. EOS, what are the other ones? I can't remember the other ones. They're probably not going to be listing privacy coins, and they're probably not going to be listing Tron or anything like that anytime soon, as these have not launched, or there's still regulatory uncertainty around the entire sphere. So Ethereum Classic makes the most sense. They said that they're trying to add more assets because they're losing money. So it seems like this would be the perfect choice for them to have on their website. I've lost a lot of hope that they're going to be adding any other things anytime soon. We have news that they're planning on adding ERC20 tokens or support for them as a whole on the other exchange that they just purchased. Like I said, not holding my breath. We still don't have regulatory confirmation in America of what all these coins are, which is kind of ridiculous because we know what the other coins are in just about every other country except for America. And it could be at this point that we may not know what is a security, what is a commodity, what is a utility token by the US government for the next 3 to 9 months. So my breath has not been held when it comes to knowing the future of what coin is going to be on Coinbase. In the same exact breath, Binance has also decided to list Ethereum Classic as well. Today, Binance announced the opening of trading for Ethereum Classic to Binance Coin and Ethereum Classic to USDT trading pairs on the 12th of 2018. That was yesterday. It is speculated that the announcement of trading pairs has given Binance Coin and Ethereum a hike in their prices. Yesterday, the coins were running low due to the bearish market. The announcement of the trading pairs turned the coin caps green. There seems to be a mutual benefit for Binance Coin as well as Ethereum Classic. The coins have decided to be traded together at the time of the bearish market. The hike of prices of Ethereum Classic is also speculated to be due to the announcement of Coinbase, one of the top trading platforms in the crypto world, to list them in the trading community. This action was reciprocated by Binance when they announced trading pairs of BNB to ETC and ETC to USDT. USDT as of now shows a hike of 0.06% in the 24-hour cap. I think the Binance news was kind of pushed down simply because of Coinbase's name. People give Coinbase way too much attention. For a very long time, Coinbase was the kind of the it or the go-to person because they were the most trusted or most well-known place in order to get your coins. I've not shied away from Coinbase. I like what they do, but so much attention is given to Coinbase. It's kind of maddening at this point. I think the market would also be a bit higher, me at least, if we didn't focus so much on Coinbase. Coinbase has 5 coins now, and Binance has about 150 listed. They're offering fiat pairs soon. There are a lot of other exchanges around the world that also offer fiat pairings for other coins that we want to have on Coinbase. It seems like a lot of people are losing track of what the coins are for, what the end game is supposed to be with cryptocurrencies, and they're more focused on Coinbase listing a coin, which then gets shot up in value because for some reason, Coinbase's name holds more weight than other exchanges around the world that already offer what we are looking for Coinbase to do. And I'm so certain that by the time all the regulatory stuff is cleared up within the US regulatory space and we know exactly what these coins are and Coinbase begins to list coins, the coin values are going to shoot up once again, even though we've had these trading pairs on hundreds, if not thousands of other websites already. Next up, there is a conference that is happening in Dublin right now. It is called Money Conference. It's happening in Dublin, Ireland, and it started, I believe, yesterday. The conference, organized by the team behind annual tech conference Web Summit, includes speakers from across the crypto, blockchain, and fintech industries, including Ethereum, co-founder Joseph Lubin of Consensus, Square CFO Sarah Friar, and Overstock's CEO Patrick Byrne. I'm not going to talk about the music that they have there. Today's lineup kicks off with special remarks from Patty Cosgrave, the CEO of Web Summit. Opening remarks will be streamed. I believe Cointelegraph is actually streaming the entire event, so you should be able to go to cointelegraph.com and see the event as it is happening. Money Conference will cover topics ranging from the Asian cryptocurrency landscape, the relationship between Wall Street and the cryptosphere, and the implementation of blockchain to bring more decentralization to banking, finance, and asset management. I don't think this is a major conference. I've barely heard anything about it. Maybe just nothing substantial has come from it, but these things are very important because, the highest up in the industry tend to go there to hear exactly what's happening within blockchain and within cryptocurrencies, and if they should start joining into it, and if they should start integrating it into their own websites. So it's always good to pay attention, if even if you do it just for like 5 minutes, just to see what they're saying, what's going on, to figure out the big names that are there, because a lot of people end up being surprised 5 months later when people or big companies have joined a cryptocurrency and they go, wow, that's really random. And it's like, no, they were there at this so-and-so conference and they were talking to the people who created the coin because they wanted to get it integrated with them. Moving on. This is a major topic, and I don't think that it's not going to be a major topic for quite some time. I spoke to my friend, as I've said many times in other videos. Hello again if you're watching. I've all but changed, I think, my mindset when Bitcoin fell past $7,000 and is, I believe, currently going lower. How do I say this nicely? I don't really care anymore about the Bitcoin price. Simply because we've told ourselves, if you've noticed over the last 6 months, we've had news, we've had indicators, we've had technical analysis, we've had this, we've had that, we've had speakers talking about where Bitcoin is going to go. No one knows where the price is going to go. It falling only kind of wants me to make it fall further. I know that might sound a bit insane, but I think if it's going to fall, I think it needs to just get it over with, because like I said, over the last couple of months, we've been talking so much about when it's going to go up. I've seen the comment section. I know your frustration. Believe me, you may have noticed I feel the same frustration. But like I said, I kind of don't care anymore. If Bitcoin needs to fall back down to $2,000, and this is what will be healthy for the market in the long run, so be it. Let it happen. I think people are fighting what should be happening. We've seen the trading volume completely collapse for just about every single coin. Whether it's because of fake news that has come out, whether it's because of the news of the countries at the beginning of the year trying to ban cryptocurrencies, whether it's because of the regulatory space, whether it's because of people manipulating it, or whether it's because what this article says, and I'm going to read in a tiny bit, about just getting back to reality for Bitcoin. A lot of us don't realize that Bitcoin in January 2017 was $1,000. If we had some type of, I want to say, healthy and not insane gains, Bitcoin would probably be around $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 right now. This would be a tremendously 600% gain, which would still be very healthy and would still shed a huge spotlight on our crypto community. But what's happened is there was a crypto mania. We all experienced it. Believe me, we were all there. And a lot of people got in around $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. It's fallen back down. And this has been the majority of the news from CNBC and CNN and Bloomberg and Forbes. They like to talk about, we reached this huge height and now we've slammed back down to the ground. And is this the end of the bubble? Like I said, when we cross back down under 7,000, my mind kind of clicked. And I was like, if this needs to happen, just let it happen. I'm into cryptocurrencies for the very long run, at least 10, 15 years. I don't see myself getting bored with crypto. So like I said, I'm in it for the long haul, and I don't really care what the prices are at the moment. Let's go. Bitcoin has slipped below $7,000 and is hovering above the mid 6,000 range again this week, with growing speculation that it may fall below 6,000 as investors get panicky and sell. Maybe the question is this the start of a new bear market, or is it just a return to normalcy? I've seen a lot of people talking about that Bitcoin could retract back to $2,500. To be 100% fair, if it does, I am going to do my darndest to buy a number of Bitcoin. I don't know how I'm going to manage that, but I'm going to try my best. And I'm also going to be buying a lot of the other coins, because I assume at that point Ripple will be sitting around 20 something cents, or along with the other coins that are also going to be shattered in value, but it's going to be a great time to pick it up. This is at least how I feel. The 6-month meteoric rise of cryptocurrency prices and popularity from July 2017 through the January 2018 made a lot of people rich and brought a lot of attention to the space, but it may also have caused a lot of damage to the long-term growth and development of the technology, as people are only focusing on the price now and not the intent of the cryptocurrencies. People are more concerned with Bitcoin hitting 1 million than they are with it taking over the financial space. When the rush was on buying Bitcoin because a get-rich-fast scheme for many, and that in turn bought in scammers, which got the attention of the world's financial regulatory bodies, who, without really knowing how to classify digital currencies, have created an environment of doubt and fear around them. For those who bought in late 2017 when Bitcoin was at record highs, the recent price marks feel like massive drops in value. But step back a bit to look at Bitcoin over a 2-year period, and the term bear market does not apply. It is true that Bitcoin fell in value this week, losing 4.6% alone on Tuesday, and that it down over 50% so far this year. But take a look back to June 2017 to see that it was trading around $2,000 back then. Travel back another year, and it was selling for $750 a coin, like I said. Part of the issue is that a lot of people got into crypto, a lot of my family and friends included, not the one who should be listening, but they got in when it was around literally $19,000. I got a lot of calls from friends and family. How do I get into this cryptocurrency? What is a Ripple? What is a Bitcoin? How do I buy these? And I instructed them, I said, like I always say, to please do your own research, but this does not apply when there's a frenzy or mania going on. And they bought in very, very high. A lot of people I know bought in $16,000 Bitcoin. And when the prices started falling, they all sold. They're all kind of squashed and or defeated when it comes to the cryptocurrency space. But I've been in it for a long time. So it doesn't seem that, not that it doesn't seem painful. I've also lost money in this space, but I try to look back a bit, and I've realized that, like I said before, when you look at the charts and stuff like that, you may notice that the price gains may have been completely out of control, especially because we went from 10,000 to 20,000, I think, over the course of like 18 days. I'm trying to not even remain hopeful anymore. Like I said, if it has to fall, it's going to fall. Eventually, Bitcoin is going to get to a point where people will continue buying in. Like, no one's going to not buy a Bitcoin at $3,000. Bitcoin won't. There are a lot of analysts who are saying that it's going to fall back to 100. I think that might be, not going to call them dumb. I think that might not be the best answer that they could have given. That sounds a bit better, because if Bitcoin hits $100, I'm going to clear out my bank account to buy as many of them as I possibly can. There's never going to be a world, at least in the near future, where people will not be buying up Bitcoin, especially for very low prices. The market is not looking good. One of the other news is that I decided to, I don't think you can say newses. I keep saying newses. One of the other things that was in the news today was that Ethereum slipped below $500, and I believe Litecoin also slipped below $100. So this was the major news, because a lot of people thought that these were major support prices for the cryptocurrency. As it stands now, I believe it costs $6,000 in order to mine one Bitcoin. The theory, or what's going to end up happening, is if the price slips below $6,000, a lot of miners will shut their mining operations off, at least for a short amount of time, because they are only mining in order to keep, they want the profits. If Bitcoin goes below $6,000, it is no longer profitable to mine. And I think this is exactly where we are headed. There has not been a huge momentum in price at all. I've seen a lot of other, I watch other crypto YouTube channels. I'm also human. And a lot of technical analysis people were talking about right around this point when this dip happened, that Bitcoin was set for a breakout. Bitcoin was going to go up. Bitcoin was going to do this. This is why I have kind of shied away from TA or ever really trying to get into it, because this entire space is so unpredictable. None of us know what's going to happen. But as it stands now, the analysts out there are predicting that Bitcoin is going to fall potentially between 3,500 to around 5,200, and who knows what's going to happen after that point. But yeah, the market's in red. I'm not going to be upset anymore. It's kind of pointless. If you step back and look at it, if you look at I know a lot of you are frustrated, just trying to give you a bit of clarity. This is all digital. This is all on the internet. We cannot touch this. My fingers cannot touch these cryptocurrencies. Do not let cryptocurrencies ruin your day, whatever you might be doing, wherever you are. Don't let it ruin the long-term outlook. I've noticed a lot of you have said that you are into cryptocurrencies for at least the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. If it's still the same way in 2 to 5 years, you can throw your computer around and you can get angry. I don't think we're going to be seeing these prices for much longer. I don't know exactly for how long, but don't let this cause you to say nasty things to other people in the comment section. Yes, I am watching. I see the nasty things that you say to each other. I know a lot of people are angry at the prices. But if you read the fundamentals, no, I'm not all there today. If you read the fundamentals and exactly what's going on, if you listen to speeches by other people who are into the Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, even Bitcoin Cash space or the EOS space, watch some of their videos. Look at the long-term growth of where this market is going to head. And that's pretty much all I have to say about this. Didn't mean to spend an enormous amount of time on this, but I think it is time for us to, like it says, to get back to reality and to understand that the purpose of these cryptocurrencies is not just to buy Lambos and to get rich and to buy our family members houses by the beach. It is to destabilize the system as we know it now, to be able to handle our own money, to be able to control what we have, to be able to say to our kids in 10 to 15 years to tell them the horrible stories of the banking system that we had before, and to tell them why they're so lucky the way that it is now, that is in the future. All right, the last I'm going to say about this, I thought it had to be said because prices are going down. Next up, Binance is once again in the news. We touched on this. It had to be a day or two ago where the news that Binance had moved to Malta was in the news, and it was touched a tiny bit, news about them partnering or talking with Jersey. Digital Jersey, an economic agency and industry association, has signed a memorandum of understanding, or an MOU, with one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges known as Binance. Under this memorandum, Binance will develop a compliance-based and cryptocurrency exchange in Jersey, while Digital Jersey will collaborate with Binance to deliver training to support the growing blockchain ecosystem in Jersey. Digital Jersey would also be supporting Binance in discussing regarding compliance with anti-money laundering regulations, and also to establish exchange, licensing, and local banking relationships. Jersey is politically and financially stable and has highly developed digital infrastructure, leading Binance to opt for Jersey to base operations in. The government of Jersey and the Jersey Financial Services Commission understand that far-reaching applications of digital distributed ledger technology, and will work closely with Digital Jersey to develop this area of fintech, as well as help develop local talent to support it. They said, "We have chosen Jersey to be the next big step in our global expansion strategy for its clear and pro-crypto investment and regulatory environment. With its local economy based on the major currency, the Great British Pound, and its close proximity to the United Kingdom and Western Europe, we are confident the cooperation with Jersey will not only benefit the local economy, but also form a strong operational foundation for our expansion into the rest of Europe." Very smart on their part, and that they have gone specifically to Jersey because they use the Great British Pound, and this will allow them to ease their way into the UK, because if regulations are okay with Jersey, they are typically okay with the UK. And, Brexit pending, it comes down to that they will also still be very close to Western Europe, and they'll be able to slide their way in. I think that Binance is, while Coinbase has gone to Japan, which is also a very good move, I think Binance is doing what is right as well. A lot of countries are not paying attention to Europe for some reason. Not exactly sure why they're doing it. They're trying to expand mainly in the US and in random parts of Asia, more or less. Binance already kind of has Asia, and the fact that they're moving into Europe, I think, is also going to be very, very smart as we move forward, because Europe is trying to make sure that they know exactly what happens in the cryptocurrency space. And if you're one of the companies who ends up linking with them first to say, hey, we're the first here, we definitely want to be compliant, this is only going to help them be propelled forward into the future. I already like Binance. You guys know that. I like what they do, and this is why I choose to use them. Speaking of Europe, Germany is in the news. Whoa. Representatives of the German federal government have stated that cryptocurrencies do not pose a threat to financial stability, Cointelegraph of Deutsch reported yesterday. Nevertheless, the government sees the need for regulatory measures to control digital currencies. According to the federal government, volume of crypto asset transactions is too low compared to the size of the global financial system to pose a serious threat to the current financial system. However, the German government considers it appropriate to closely monitor developments in the area at the G20 level. According to the federal government, this assessment is shared within the fellow G20 countries. The German government also referred to its answer today to a parliamentary inquiry from the far right-wing party, It's called the Alternative for Germany, or AfD. They are, to put it lightly, in the nicest way possible, we don't like brown people party. So usually take what they say with a grain of salt. The AfD said on problems associated with cryptocurrencies, the alleged problems include money laundering, illegal revenue, use of such currencies in online gambling, and terrorist financing. Currently, a national risk analysis to be completed next year is in the works, which would identify any need for action on the government's part. In order to address the risks of Bitcoin and other currencies, There are already important regulations in Germany. For example, German-based crypto traders must follow the same anti-money laundering regulations as other financial service providers, especially when it comes to identifying customers. The federal government also noted that permission from the Federal Financial Supervisory Authority, or BaFin, is necessary for the commercial trade of the cryptocurrency. The government also emphasized the importance of international controls in the crypto sphere. For someone who says that cryptocurrency is not a threat, it seems like they're doing everything to make sure that it doesn't become a threat. I think a lot of countries know what's coming. I think they can see it, and I think that Germany is trying to lead the way because, like I said, a lot of other countries are kind of sleeping on what's happening with cryptocurrencies. So it's interesting to see Germany's stance on this. Like I said before, Germany is very thorough in what they do. They make sure that they are not left behind. I don't know if you have ever been to Germany. It's a great place. Visit it sometime. But Germany makes sure that they know exactly what's going on in their country and within the space. But like I said, to talk about something that is not threatening, but to make sure that you put it into a box is just, I don't know, find it kind of funny. Last up, IOTA is in the news today. IOTA and Volkswagen are demonstrating a proof of concept, or a PoC, that uses IOTA's Tangle system for autonomous cars at the CeBIT 2018 Expo in Germany. This was a day or two ago. The proof of concept enables Volkswagen to use IOTA's Tangle architecture to transfer software updates over the air as part of the car manufacturer's new connected car systems. Tangle is different than blockchain in that it does not use blocks or mining, but rather it builds upon a directed acyclic graph, or a DAG, a topological ordered system in which different types of transactions run on different chains in the network simultaneously. According to the proof of concept released, Volkswagen's vision is to use Tangle to securely and wirelessly distribute data within its developing smart car economy. The industry experts expect over 250 million connected cars to be used on the road by 2020. That seems like a rather large amount. I don't know if that's actually going to end up happening over the next year and a half. Can you guys see 250 million connected cars by 20? I don't know. Raising the need for frequent remote software updates and transparent data access on a large scale. A recent IOTA news release states that as part of its partnership with Volkswagen, IOTA may also be integrated into a mobility as a service, or a MAS. Jeez, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to read through all of this, and I'm trying not to. I understand, there's just so much news. This actually isn't even all the news, and I'm telling myself to rush to get through it so I don't take up all of your time, which is causing me to stumble over the words, which is causing me to take longer in the video. Give a little, get a little. System in the future. A development that would use its distributed ledger technology for trip planning, booking, and payment services within the smart vehicle ecosystem. Very good for Volkswagen. There's also other news of the other partnerships that they have going on. Earlier this month, IOTA partnered on a major mobility open blockchain initiative for the transport industry, along with BMW, GM, Ford, and Renault, as well as Bosch, Hyperledger, and IBM. Like I said, I think IOTA is partnering a corner of the cryptocurrency market that other people just aren't paying attention to. A lot of other people are trying to get into the banking industry, and I think that it is still yet to be seen whether we will have traditional banks or banks as they are in the future. But when it comes to cars, I'm pretty sure we're going to have cars in about 5 years. So I think that what they're doing is they're pretty smart on focusing on things that humans will definitely have over the next 10 years. Like I said, there's so much news. Sorry for all the stumbling. I really can't help it sometimes. I'm sure you've noticed in a lot of other videos. I try to give you the news as quickly and as detailed as possible so that I'm not having gaps in the news. But there's just so much going on. This actually isn't even all of it. You see all these tabs up here? There were about 8 more that I had to switch over. Possibly going to try and make news later. There's so much happening this week. I'm not exactly sure why there's so much going on this particular week. But it's nice to have news in the cryptocurrency space, so at least we know exactly what's going on. Hope you guys have a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I hope it's amazing. Hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys are having a great week so far. I know it's been a bit rocky for a lot of people. Hope it only gets better. Thank you once again for watching. Thank you once again for all the support. I do appreciate it more than you can possibly begin to imagine. And I will talk to you all soon. See you.